Let's talk about ethics. What is ethics and what are its major branches?
Ethics is a division of philosophy that deals with questions concerning the nature of valuing matters of human conduct. It involves distinguishing between good and evil, right and wrong, and virtuous and non-virtuous characteristics of people. The major branches of ethics include metaethics, the theoretical meaning and reference of moral propositions and their truth values; normative ethics, the practical means of determining a moral course of action; applied ethics, how moral outcomes can be achieved in specific situations; moral psychology, the study of moral capacity or moral agency and its nature; descriptive ethics, what moral values people actually follow.
Interesting. Can you elaborate on professional ethics?
Professional ethics refers to the standards of personal and business behavior, values, and guiding principles established by professional organizations to help members perform their job functions ethically. For scientists, this includes principles like honesty, integrity, transparency, accountability, confidentiality, objectivity, respectfulness, and obedience to the law.
How about scientific ethics?
Scientific ethics involve standards for the conduct of scientists. These include honesty in reporting scientific data, careful transcription and analysis to avoid error, independent analysis based on data, open sharing of methods and results, proper crediting of sources, and moral obligations to society. The framework for making ethical decisions in science includes not harming others, helping others, respecting truth, being faithful, and treating equals equally.
What principles guide ethical decision-making?
The principles include honesty, carefulness and diligence, openness and fairness, respect and credit, education, social responsibility, freedom and opportunity, legality and property.
What can you tell me about plagiarism?
Plagiarism is the act of using someone else's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions as one's own original work. It includes copying text verbatim without credit, paraphrasing someone else's ideas without citation, and self-plagiarism, which involves reusing one's own previously published work without proper citation.
How is plagiarism detected?
Plagiarism detection software can identify copied content. These tools compare submitted work against a database of existing texts. Some common software includes Turnitin, Grammarly, and Copyscape.
What are intellectual property rights?
Intellectual property rights (IP) protect the creations of the mind, including inventions, literary and artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images. The main types of IP are copyrights, patents, and trademarks.
Can you explain the different types of patents?
There are 3 types of patents: utility patents, for new and useful processes, machines, articles of manufacture, or compositions of matter; design patents, for new, original, and ornamental designs for articles of manufacture; plant patents, for inventing or discovering and asexually reproducing any distinct and new variety of plant.
What about trade secrets?
Trade secrets are valuable business information not known by competitors. Examples include recipes, marketing plans, and customer lists. Protecting trade secrets encourages investment in research and development.
Who governs intellectual property rights internationally?
International organizations like the World Intellectual Property Organization (WIPO) govern intellectual property rights. They establish standards and provide a framework for protecting and enforcing IP globally.
Why are intellectual property rights important?
IP are crucial as they encourage innovation by providing creators with exclusive rights to their inventions and works, ensuring they can benefit financially from their creations. This promotes further research and development, benefiting society as a whole.
Can you explain what ethics is in its major branches?
Ethics, also known as moral philosophy, is a branch of philosophy that involves systematizing, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong behavior. It covers a broad range of topics from metaethics to applied ethics. Here are the major branches: Metaethics deals with the nature of moral judgments, the origin of ethical principles, and the meaning of ethical terms. It questions what morality itself means. Normative ethics focuses on the criteria for what is morally right and wrong. It includes theories like utilitarianism, deontology, and virtue ethics. Applied ethics involves applying ethical principles to specific issues like business ethics, medical ethics, and environmental ethics. Moral psychology studies how people understand, develop, and apply moral concepts, considering the psychological underpinnings of moral behavior. Descriptive ethics involves observing and describing people's moral beliefs and practices without making normative judgments.
What about professional ethics?
Professional ethics is a set of standards and principles that govern the behavior of professionals in their work. These standards are designed to ensure trust and integrity in professional practices. For example, confidentiality, keeping client information private. Integrity, being honest and having strong moral principles. Accountability, taking responsibility for one's actions. Transparency, being open and clear about one's actions and decisions. Respectfulness, treating all colleagues and clients with respect and fairness. Professional ethics vary by field. For instance, in medicine, there's the Hippocratic Oath, and in law, there are codes of conduct that lawyers must follow.
How are scientific ethics different from professional ethics?
Scientific ethics are a subset of professional ethics focused specifically on the conduct of research and practice in science. They include principles like honesty, reporting data truthfully without fabrication or falsification; carefulness, avoiding errors and negligence in research; openness, sharing data, results, methods, and theories with the scientific community; credit, acknowledging the contributions of others properly; respect for subjects, ensuring the welfare of human and animal subjects in research; social responsibility, considering the broader impacts of one's research on society. These principles are essential for maintaining public trust in science and ensuring the reliability of scientific findings.
What frameworks are used for making ethical decisions?
There are several frameworks used to guide ethical decision-making: utilitarianism, choosing actions that maximize overall happiness or minimize overall pain; deontology, following rules and duties to determine ethical actions, regardless of the outcomes; virtue ethics, focusing on the character and virtues of the person making the decision rather than specific actions; rights-based approach, considering the rights of all individuals involved and ensuring those rights are respected; justice-based approach, ensuring fairness and equity in the distribution of benefits and burdens among individuals.
What are the standards for making ethical decisions?
The standards include honesty, being truthful and transparent; integrity, adhering to moral and ethical principles; fairness, ensuring impartiality and justice; respect, valuing the dignity, rights, and worth of all people; responsibility, acknowledging and accepting the consequences of one's actions.
What are the core principles of ethics?
The core principles are autonomy, respecting the decision-making capacities of autonomous persons; beneficence, promoting the well-being of others; non-malfeasance, avoiding causing harm; justice, ensuring fairness and equity; fidelity, maintaining trustworthiness and loyalty.
What is plagiarism and how is it dealt with?
Plagiarism is the act of using someone else's work or ideas without proper attribution. It can be dealt with by education, teaching students and professionals about proper citation practices; software, using tools like Turnitin or Grammarly to detect plagiarism; policies, implementing strict academic and professional policies against plagiarism.
What is self-plagiarism?
Self-plagiarism occurs when an author reuses significant parts of their own previously published work without proper citation. It can mislead readers about the novelty of the work and is considered unethical because it can distort the academic record.
What are intellectual property rights?
Intellectual property rights protect creations of the mind, such as inventions, literary and artistic works, designs, and symbols. They include copyrights, protect original works of authorship like books, music, and films. Patents, protect inventions and give the patent holder exclusive rights to use, make, or sell the invention. Trademarks, protect symbols, names, and slogans used to identify goods or services. Trade secrets, protect confidential business information that provides a competitive edge.
Can you elaborate on the different types of patents?
Sure. The main types of patents are utility patents, for new and useful processes, machines, articles of manufacture, or compositions of matter. Design patents, for new, original, and ornamental designs for articles of manufacture. Plant patents, for inventing or discovering and asexually reproducing any distinct and new variety of plant.
What are trade secrets and how are they protected?
Trade secrets are confidential business information that provide a competitive edge. Protection methods include non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, legal contracts to prevent employees or business partners from disclosing confidential information. Physical security, restricting access to sensitive information. Digital security, using encryption and secure networks to protect digital data.
Which international organizations govern intellectual property rights?
The World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, is a key international organization that governs IPR. It provides a framework for protecting intellectual property worldwide and helps resolve disputes between countries regarding IPR.
Why are intellectual property rights important?
Intellectual property rights are important because they encourage innovation. By granting creators exclusive rights to their inventions and works, they provide an incentive for research and development. Promote economic growth. By protecting businesses' intellectual assets, they encourage investment and economic growth. Protect consumers. By ensuring that products meet certain standards and are not counterfeit, they protect consumers. Support cultural development. By protecting artistic and literary works, they support cultural development and diversity.
Can you provide more details about the different types of patents?
Absolutely. There are three primary types of patents. Utility patents. These are the most common type of patents and are granted for new and useful inventions or discoveries. Utility patents cover a broad range of inventions, including processes, methods or procedures for doing something, like manufacturing techniques. Machines, devices or machines with moving parts, like engines or computers. Articles of manufacture, items made by humans, like furniture or tools. Compositions of matter, chemical compositions, including pharmaceuticals and mixtures. Design patents, these protect the ornamental design of an article of manufacture. This means that a design patent is granted for the appearance of a product rather than its functional aspects. Examples include the shape of a smartphone, the design of a car's body, unique patterns on textiles. Plant patents, these are granted to inventors who have discovered and asexually reproduced a distinct and new variety of plant. Examples include new species of flowers, hybrid plants that produce better yields, disease-resistant plant varieties. Protection of trade secrets.
How are trade secrets protected?
Protecting trade secrets involves several strategies to ensure that confidential business information remains undisclosed and secure. Non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, legal contracts between parties that restrict the sharing of confidential information. Employees, contractors, and business partners often sign NDAs to legally bind them to secrecy. Employment contracts, including confidentiality clauses in employment contracts to ensure that employees do not disclose proprietary information during or after their employment. Restricted access, limiting access to sensitive information only to those who need to know. This can include physical measures like locked filing cabinets and digital measures like password-protected files. Physical security measures, using secure facilities, surveillance cameras, and security personnel to prevent unauthorized access to confidential areas. Digital security measures, implementing cybersecurity measures such as encryption, firewalls, secure networks, and regular security audits to protect digital information. training and policies, educating employees about the importance of protecting trade secrets, and establishing clear policies for handling confidential information.
Who are the main international organizations involved in the protection of intellectual property rights?
Several international organizations play key roles in the protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights. World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, a specialized agency of the United Nations that promotes the protection of intellectual property worldwide through cooperation among countries in the administration of international treaties. WIPO provides a global forum for intellectual property services, policy, information, and cooperation. World Trade Organization, WTO, through its Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, TRIPS, the WTO sets minimum standards for the protection and enforcement of intellectual property rights in member countries. TRIPS ensures that IP laws are harmonized globally and that there is a balance between the interests of inventors and public access. European Patent Office, EPO, an intergovernmental organization that grants patents for inventions in Europe. The EPO allows inventors to obtain patent protection in multiple European countries through a single application process. United States Patent and Trademark Office, USPTO, although a national organization, the USPTO plays a significant role internationally by engaging in cooperative programs with other IP offices around the world and influencing international IP policy. International Trademark Association, INTA, a global association of brand owners and professionals dedicated to supporting trademarks and related intellectual property. INTA advocates for strong IP laws and policies worldwide. African Regional Intellectual Property Organization, or IPO, an intergovernmental organization that facilitates cooperation among African countries in the field of intellectual property. ORIPO provides a regional mechanism for filing and granting patents and other IP rights. Organisation d'Africaine de la Propriété Intellectuelle, OAPI, another African organization that manages intellectual property rights in French-speaking African countries, providing a centralized system for filing and granting IP rights. Patent Cooperation Treaty, PCT, administered by WIPO, the PCT allows inventors to seek patent protection internationally for their inventions through a single application, simplifying the process of obtaining patents in multiple countries.
Why are intellectual property rights important?
Intellectual property rights are crucial for several reasons: encouraging innovation, by granting creators exclusive rights to their inventions and works. IP rights provide an incentive for individuals and companies to invest in research and development, leading to technological advancements and new products. Economic growth, IP rights protect businesses' intellectual assets, encouraging investment and contributing to economic growth. They allow creators to benefit financially from their work, which can lead to job creation and increased revenue. Consumer protection, IP rights help ensure that products meet certain standards and are not counterfeit. This protection helps maintain consumer trust and safety. Cultural development, protecting artistic and literary works supports cultural diversity and development. Creators are encouraged to produce new works, contributing to the richness of cultural heritage. Global trade, strong IP rights are essential for international trade, as they provide a legal framework that protects the interests of creators and companies across borders, facilitating smoother and more predictable trade relationships.
Let's discuss plagiarism in detail. What exactly is plagiarism?
Plagiarism is the act of using someone else's work or ideas without giving proper credit, essentially presenting them as one's own. It's considered a serious ethical violation in academic, professional, and creative fields because it undermines trust, devalues original work, and can lead to legal consequences.
What is verbatim plagiarism?
Verbatim plagiarism occurs when someone copies text word for word from a source without proper attribution. This type of plagiarism is blatant and easy to identify because it involves direct copying of sentences or paragraphs without quotation marks or citations. Here are some specific examples: copy-pasting, taking exact text from a source and inserting it into one's own work without crediting the original author; transcribing, writing down someone else's spoken words as if they were your own written work; not quoting, using someone else's exact words without placing them in quotation marks, even if the source is cited elsewhere.
Can you give me an example of verbatim plagiarism?
Sure. Imagine you writing a research paper on climate change and you find a sentence in a scientific article that says, "Global temperatures have risen by 1.2 degrees Celsius since the late 19th century due to human activities." If you copy that exact sentence into your paper without quotation marks and citation, that's verbatim plagiarism.
How is plagiarism detected, particularly verbatim plagiarism?
Plagiarism detection software is commonly used to identify instances of plagiarism. These tools compare the text in a submitted document against a vast database of existing content, including academic papers, websites, and other published materials. Here's how they work. Text matching. The software scans the document and highlights any sections that match or closely resemble text from other sources. Similarity index. It generates a similarity index, which is a percentage indicating how much of the document matches other texts. Source identification. The software provides a list of sources where the matched text was found, allowing users to see exactly where the copied content originated.
What are some popular plagiarism detection tools?
There are several widely used plagiarism detection tools, each with its own features. Turnitin. Commonly used in academic institutions, Turnitin not only detects plagiarism but also provides feedback on grammar and writing style. It compares submissions against its extensive database of academic papers, books, articles, and web content. Grammarly. While primarily known as a grammar checker, Grammarly also has a plagiarism detection feature. It compares text against billions of web pages to identify potential plagiarism. Copyscape. A popular tool for web content, Copyscape checks the originality of text by comparing it against the internet. It's widely used by bloggers, writers, and businesses to ensure their content is unique. PlagScan, an online plagiarism detection service that checks documents against an extensive database of academic works and internet sources. It's known for its detailed reports and user-friendly interface. Quetext offers a free and premium plagiarism detection service with deep search capabilities. It's user-friendly and suitable for educators, students, and writers.
How exactly do these tools identify plagiarism?
These tools use algorithms to analyze the text for patterns, phrases, and sequences that match content in their databases. Here's a simplified version of the process. Text parsing. The document is broken down into smaller chunks, such as sentences or phrases. Database comparison. Each chunk is compared against the tool's database, which includes academic papers, web pages, books, and more. Match highlighting. When a match is found, the tool highlights the matching text and provides a source link. Report generation. A detailed report is generated, showing the percentage of the document that matches other sources and listing all the identified sources.
Why is it so important to detect and prevent plagiarism?
Detecting and preventing plagiarism is crucial for several reasons. Academic integrity ensures that students and researchers produce original work, maintaining the credibility of educational institutions. Protecting intellectual property prevents unauthorized use of someone else's work, safeguarding the rights of original authors. Maintaining quality ensures that published content, whether academic or professional, is of high quality and original. Legal compliance helps avoid legal issues that can arise from copyright infringement.
How can one avoid plagiarism, especially verbatim plagiarism?
There are several strategies to avoid plagiarism. Proper citation. Always cite the sources of information, ideas, or words that are not your own. Use the appropriate citation style as required by your institution or publisher. Quotation marks. Use quotation marks when directly quoting someone else's words and provide a citation. Paraphrasing. Restate information in your own words and provide a citation. Paraphrasing shows that you understand the material and can convey it in your own voice. Reference list. Include a comprehensive reference list or bibliography at the end of your document, listing all the sources you cited.
You mentioned self-plagiarism earlier. How does it differ from verbatim plagiarism?
Self-plagiarism occurs when an author reuses their own previously published work without proper citation. It's different from verbatim plagiarism, which involves copying someone else's work. Self-plagiarism can mislead readers by suggesting that the content is new and original when it has already been published. It's considered unethical because it distorts the academic record and can give an unfair advantage to the author.
In summary, what are the key takeaways about plagiarism and plagiarism detection?
The key takeaways are: plagiarism is the unethical practice of using someone else's work without proper attribution. It includes various forms like verbatim plagiarism and self-plagiarism. Verbatim plagiarism involves directly copying text word for word from a source without citation. Plagiarism detection software tools like Turnitin, Grammarly, Copyscape, PlagScan, and ethix help identify plagiarism by comparing text against extensive databases. Avoiding plagiarism requires proper citation, the use of quotation marks for direct quotes, paraphrasing, and maintaining a comprehensive reference list. The importance of detecting and preventing plagiarism lies in maintaining academic integrity, protecting intellectual property, ensuring quality, and avoiding legal issues.
Now we're discussing e-journals. The evolution and management of e-journals are critical for advancing research and academic quality. Various acquisition methods, consortium initiatives, and access policies are essential in addressing the challenges faced by librarians and institutions. The UK e-journal consortium, along with other consortia, plays a pivotal role in democratizing access to scholarly resources in India. E-journal consortium 2.
Hey, I've been looking into the topic of e-journals and their importance. Can you help me understand the need for e-journals?
Absolutely! E-journals are essential for a variety of reasons. They support both traditional paper and modern electronic methods of knowledge dissemination. They cater to the growing demand from interdisciplinary research and emerging fields, allowing academics to distribute resources using the latest technology. Plus, they offer remote access, simultaneous usage by multiple users, and enhanced search capabilities with links to related items.
That makes sense. What are the different modes of acquiring e-journals?
E-journals come in formats like ASCII text, HTML, www pages, and PDF. They can be acquired through several ways: free online access with print subscriptions, consortium licenses, aggregation by third-party vendors, and direct negotiations with publishers. When selecting e-journals, factors like content, added values such as wider access and searchability, functionality, technical considerations, licensing agreements, and service impact are considered.
Interesting. But I imagine there are some problems librarians face when acquiring e-journals.
Definitely. Librarians face numerous challenges such as signing agreements with publishers, managing login credentials, and dealing with payments in foreign currency for direct purchases. They also need to keep records of logins and passwords, and high costs often necessitate consortia to negotiate better deals.
What about managing e-journals once they're acquired? What challenges come with that?
Managing e-journals involves ensuring access to high-quality research material and overcoming the historical difficulty of acquiring reprints. Additionally, issues like hardware and software compatibility, licensing, and training staff and users are significant challenges.
How is access to e-journals controlled?
Access to e-journals is typically controlled through login and password or IP-based access provided by institutions. Some institutions offer campus-wide LAN or Web OPAC for off-campus access. Ensuring uninterrupted access requires renewing subscriptions before they expire.
What about subscription policies? Are there specific issues there?
Yes, there are several policy issues to address, including privacy of access, accountability and data management, user awareness training, and acceptance. Integration and cost management are also important considerations.
I've heard about consortium initiatives in India. Can you tell me more about them?
Sure. India has several consortium initiatives aimed at improving access to e-journals. For example, the Indus Consortium provides access to technical institutions, and the UK Infonet e-journals consortium aims to provide access to scholarly journals for university communities. covering various disciplines and offering significant discounts. The ethix Consortium is another initiative to improve access to e-resources in India.
What's the Ukinfonet eJournal Consortium specifically?
The Ukinfonet eJournal Consortium is a major initiative that facilitates free access to scholarly journals for research and academic communities. It covers all fields of learning relevant to Indian universities and is managed by InfoLibNet, funded by the University Grants Commission (UC). It offers current and archival literature, enhancing the quality of research and education.
What's the status and impact of the Ukinfonet eJournals Consortium?
Launched in 2003, the consortium began providing access from January 1, 2004. It covers all UC-recognized universities, with plans to extend to colleges. The consortium distributes e-journals in three main categories: science and technology, social sciences, and arts and humanities. This has significantly enhanced the research and academic landscape in India.
How is access to these e-journals controlled?
Access control involves commercial publishers providing login/password or IP-based access. Some institutions offer access through Web OPAC, and renewing subscriptions is crucial to ensure continuous access.
This has been really informative. It seems like the evolution and management of e-journals are vital for advancing research and academic quality.
Absolutely. The various acquisition methods, consortium initiatives, and access policies are essential in addressing the challenges faced by librarians and institutions. The Ukinfonet eJournal Consortium, along with other consortia, plays a pivotal role in democratizing access to scholarly resources in India.
Thanks for explaining everything in such detail. I have a much clearer understanding now.
What's the status and impact of the Ukinfonet eJournals Consortium?
Launched in 2003, the consortium began providing access from January 1, 2004. It covers all UC-recognized universities, with plans to extend to colleges. It distributes e-journals in three main categories: science and technology, social science, chess, arts and humanities.
Interesting. Can you tell me more about the ethix Consortium?
The Indian National Digital Library in Science and Technology (INDEST) Consortium was set up by the Ministry of Human Resource Development (MHRD) in 2003. It's open-ended, allowing any government-funded or private educational institution to join. Currently, it has 173 members including ethix, IMS, NITS, and others. The consortium offers highly discounted subscription rates for various electronic resources like IEEE, Springer, ProQuest, ACM Digital Library, and more.
What about other consortia like Forza, XIR, and ICAR?
FORSA stands for Forum for Resource Sharing in Astronomy and Astrophysics. Established in 1981, it includes institutions like the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, National Center for Radio Astrophysics, and others. They share resources and provide document delivery services among members. The XIR Consortium, managed by NSCARE, provides access to around 4,000 e-journals. It includes an agreement with Elsevier Science for accessing 1,500 journals, significantly reducing costs and enhancing research output for XIR laboratories. ICAR, associated with institutions working in atomic energy and space, caters to the needs of scientists in organizations like BARC and IRO, providing access to crucial scientific literature at reasonable prices.
The Urdu Research Library Consortium (URLC) was established to cater to the needs of researchers in the field of Urdu studies. It provides access to a vast collection of Urdu literature, supporting academic and literary research in this language.